And the pig is Kasi.
Kasi.
I will not translate it into English.
Wow.
Not politically correct.
There's a big one. While James is struggling with that cement in the wheelbarrow, that was my neighbour's pig, and it was massive. Very friendly though, I have to say. Right, we're back here, and we are definitely going to finish the top of this well today, no matter what. So let's get on.
You can take that rope out now, can't we?
It's attached to the ladder. Well, we've got to pull the ladder up. It's tied to the ladder.
Hit me.
There we go.
It'd probably be easy to build that up.
Yeah, he's only watering.
That smoked a lot. Let's have that.
How's that now gone too high? That is perfect.
But that looks okay like that.
Here. I think we're about 99% there, but it's turned out really well in the end. Happy with that?
Happy? Very good.
So as you're aware, I'm introducing a midweek video from now on, which is very exciting. I'm going to try and do it as much as possible. And I decided that within that video, I'm going to take a little segment of time to answer some questions that I've been asked from the previous week, not always from the previous video. I'm going to just select the ones that I think are somewhat interesting. As you are aware, I'm living on this plot of land here, and there's well, that's picked up, as a hare just ran past me, so they've gone darting off. I'm on quite a big plot of land here on my own, and I'm doing quite a lot of physical labor work here, and it's very time consuming. I'm videoing it and I'm editing it as well, and of course, as we all have to do, the cooking, the cleaning, and all the usual stuff. So there isn't a huge amount of time left at the end of the day. I do try and read every single comment, and I do try and answer as many as possible, but there are the ones that slip through, or I do get a lot of repeat questions. So I'm going to make a little selection as I go through the weeks, and I'm going to hopefully answer a lot of those questions. And this video, I'm only going to do a couple because I'm busy. I want to get that well prepared because the guys are coming this weekend, and I want to get as much done as possible. So one's relevant for that. The other one, the walk I did last week, you'll know that there was a fence that had been just opened up and it had a private sign on it, and now that gives me and the dogs a little bit more area to cover when we go on our walks. So the question was about the land here and everywhere in the Algarve, the hills with the tracks and the trails and so on. What are the restrictions? Now, as far as I'm aware, anyway, there aren't really any restrictions. I've been told this many times. All of the trails that you see in the hills, pretty much you're free to walk over. And I don't think in the 6 and a bit years that I've been here, and the years I've been coming here on holiday beforehand, I've been anywhere that I can't go. The hills here, they look like they have trails, path trails to walk on, and areas that you can drive on as well. So as you know, the safari comes through here and up the hill. On the military map, it shows that as a road. Equally, the bit that goes across my fence here into the neighbouring lands, that's also on the military map as a road that can be used for public access for those people either side. So they're free to go up in the hills, and the locals are free to go through there. You won't necessarily see them on Google Maps and so on, but they are on the military maps. With regard to the trails that you see dotted around, especially when you're up a hill and you're looking across over all the other hills, you'll see all these little paths and so on. You're free to walk over them. The only thing I would say is just don't abuse it. But there are millions of little tracks and trails around here, so I would advise anyone to check them out if you're here, hiring a car or you live here, because there are some beautiful walks. And it is quite surprising because one minute, especially as you're coming further inland, you'll see a tarmac road, and then it will just go into a dusty old track, and you'll wonder whether you're on a road or not until you see a signpost. And then you realise this actually isn't a finished road. It is a road, it's just not finished. And they're all over the place. And I kind of like it like that. I hope they don't start tarmacking everything, because that will really ruin it. There's some beauty in coming off of a tarmac road, going up a hill, and then seeing in the distance all these tracks and so on you can drive along. Obviously, you need a good car, but pretty much you can go anywhere. The second question was regard to this whale. Now, I know that there are going to be people saying, what on earth are you doing? Spending all that time, wasted energy, and so on. Why don't you get those concrete rings and drop them down and so on? And anything that I do, I always think through. I'm doing a lot of research that you don't see on camera, obviously, and I do weigh up my options, but I've also got to take into consideration that there's a budget, and I can't just throw money at absolutely everything. And I know I have to prioritize certain things, but I still have to do it within a budget. Now, with the size of that well, the diameter of it, the rings that I've been seeing come in certain sizes. 2 meters seems to be the obvious one, but my well's bigger than that, so that isn't going to work. Also, here in the Algarve, it's not always as straightforward to get the bits and bobs that you need. Yes, you can do Google searches and find them, but to actually get someone to deliver it and so on there is a point, I guess, that while you're waiting for these things, you might as well do it yourself. It's going to be a lot cheaper for me to do it by brick. On to the next point of that one is that, yes, there have been a lot of comments worrying about me falling down the well, and so I was like, please don't worry, I've got it all under control. If I do fall in there by any chance, I can swim. Debris, I'm always watching out for the debris, and it may not come across in the videos, but I'm pretty much safe from what I'm doing. A few moments, but overall I'm all right, and it's going to be fine. Now, I'm going to be building brickwork around there and then stoning it on top, and I know that's going to be a little bit time consuming, but once we've got the digger in here to clear it all out of the way and I've emptied the water out, it's going to be a lot easier, and as far as I'm concerned, it's the cheapest option. It may take me a bit of time, but I'm pretty convinced that it can be done a lot quicker than perhaps I originally thought. So yes, I can do a lot of things myself, and there are a lot of things that I need other people to do, but it's all about that at the end of the day, and I've just got to do the best I can. But please don't worry, in case you are worrying. While I'm on that subject, someone mentioned about why people don't cover the wells and so on. And I'm assuming it's just as I've just finished my brother's. It's not actually completely finished, but they'll be putting a cover over that to stop the dogs from going down there. I'll be putting a cover over mine eventually, and that'll stop animals from going in there. And also as well, any leaves that come off the trees just stops it going down there. So as you see over there is the well, and there is a dry stream going through there, and on this side is the holding tank, and this is where I'm going to be turning my attentions to this week because it is a bit of a priority. We are in a hot country that doesn't get a lot of rain, therefore water is an absolute priority, and I need to preserve as much as possible. And so far we haven't had any rain since Christmas, so I need to make sure that I work fast as well. When the guys turn up on Saturday, I want to make sure I'm prepared. So once I've cleared this out, I'm going to get my pump, put it down, and see if I can put all the water into here, and hopefully that pump's going to be strong enough. So if it isn't, I want to make sure that I got another one that is in preparation, because I don't want anything to go wrong. Now when they're clearing the land and flattening it all, there's going to be a lot of debris going back down in the well, so I'm going to try and empty the water that fills up again back into here while they're doing that, so by the time they've finished they can then scoop out anything that's left down there. Once they're done and dusted and gone and it's over to me, I'm going to try and empty out the water again, and then that means I can stand on the base on the bottom, and then I can start rebuilding the brickwork around there because it's at my height, so it'd be easier to do it from standing on the floor, and then keep the level of the water as low as I can, allowing that cement to go off. When it's gone off, it can then rise up again. I don't need to worry about it, and then I'll just work out a way of building up around there that doesn't involve me dangling over the edge. So this is a priority. I'm going to go back, get into my dirty clothes, and see if we can start by clearing up all this bramble, and hopefully there won't be any holes. Oops. Oh, this thing sticks to everything. It's like a carpet. Well, you know what? That actually wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. And to see this concrete base under here is fantastic. I had no idea what condition that was going to be in. And that soil was protecting it a little bit, I guess, because it was like a carpet over there. Now, I'm going to have to come back to here tomorrow, I think. Let this dry out a little bit. That soil was a little bit damp. So this will dry out. I can sweep it again and then just see if there's anything that needs filling in crack-wise. And then I need to work out where these pipes are going, because there's a few of them going on the outside of the wall, but they're buried on the other side. So once I've worked that out, I can cap them if I need to. And then we're almost ready to go and start filling it up. But in the meantime, as this one went so well and we've still got some daylight left, I think I'm going to carry on with that side there and get that emptied out. So we've got a good fresh start tomorrow. Of course, it is in here a little bit tighter. Really pleased with that. It couldn't have gone better, in all honesty. And you never know with these things, it's been abandoned for so many years. Who knew what that was going to look like? So to see it in this condition is brilliant. Tomorrow I'm going to come back and just work out where those pipes go to. So I'm going to have to dig up around the outside a little bit, find that out, cap them if need be, and then fill in the cracks. And whilst that's all drying, I'll go back over to the well and see if I can test out the pump, because hopefully it's going to be able to pump it from that far down. Hopefully it's powerful enough. If not, we'll have to come up with a plan B. If it does work, then I'll bring a hose pipe over here and we can start filling it up as a test run. So we know we're good and ready for when the digger turns up at the weekend. There's actually a pipe that runs across here from here to the well, but it's probably buried over there. So I'm just going to ignore it in a minute. Anyway, that was a good day. So I'm going to go back. I can hear the dogs barking, give them some food. We're going to go for a walk. So I'll see you in the morning. Well, it's still here. That's a good start. So I've got 3 things that I want to get done today in order for me to make sure that I'm ready for when the guys turn up at the weekend. First thing is I want to sweep the inside of both of these tanks, get them as clear as possible. And then I'm going to go around and fill in all of the cracks. I also need to work out where I've got 3 of these holes going outside the wall, but they're all buried on the other side. So I want to work out where they go. And I'm probably going to have to cap them off. That's going to be pretty obvious, I think. And then tomorrow, I want to come back in and paint the inside of both of these. I'm not worried about the outside at the moment, just the inside, because obviously this is where the water's going to go. And then we can get the pump sorted out. Now, with the pump, I went out this morning and I got some pipe and I got some connections. So hopefully I'll have enough of that to reach into this section over there. And then we can watch it fill up, which is going to be exciting. But I've got to be a little bit patient and make sure that I've let the cement dry and then the paint tomorrow dry before I let any water in here. So while that is drying, I can at least be testing out the pump down the well, making sure that it's going to work. So I'm going to start in here first of all and see if we can get this cleared. So I was recommended this earlier. This is going to be to fill in the cracks. And I have to mix it with an equal amount of cement as well, which I have in here. And I didn't know what that was at first, whether it was in powder form or liquid, but it does appear to be in liquid. So we're going to pour it into there, mix it up, and hopefully that will be enough. Oh, I'm sitting in Bert's favourite spot here. It's lovely under the canopy. Sun's out though. It's very warm today, very calm as well. Unfortunately, I went back down to that tank this morning and it hadn't quite dried out. So I'm going to have to leave it, and hopefully the sun will dry it out enough for me to paint it this afternoon, and then I can come back to it on Friday. Leave it all day tomorrow. I've got lots of other things I need to do, and then we can try and fill it up, and hopefully we'll be ready for when the guys turn up and it'll all go smoothly. Now, I didn't quite get to do the third thing I wanted to do, which was work out where those pipes were sticking out through the walls. So I'm going to have to come back to that, and I'm going to do that this afternoon. Unfortunately, while I was doing the filler, this guy turned up on a scooter. He was just going up and down. My dogs were chasing him, but we did actually get to have a conversation. He turned out to be a nice guy, but he did know my name. So something I need to take into consideration with my YouTube channel, that some people are curious for good reasons, and I haven't had any bad ones yet, but in the past couple of weeks there's been a few people hovering around the back here, and because they don't announce themselves, they're just walking around with their head down. It's very suspicious. Now I do get alerted by the guys in the village, because getting in and out here there's only one way, so everyone knows everybody, and I do get phone calls now as well because they know I have a YouTube channel. I also have cameras dotted around, and I'm well protected as well, but you still got to be a bit careful. So if anyone does find me, and hopefully it won't be too many people, then you've got to just say hello from a distance and wave, and then we can get off to a good start. Everyone watching this knows exactly what I mean. Most people are like-minded and can appreciate that, but also as well, you'd be amazed how many times I'm asked exactly where I live, so they could do a Google Earth on it. And of course I'm not going to say that, but of course some people are going to escape through the net and find me. But you know, that's the way it is. I'm also not going to be able to answer a lot of questions, especially the ones I had over here. You know, I want to buy a property, where is the best place, and so on. And I don't want to give any advice on that, because it's not what my YouTube channel is about. And I really don't want to be held responsible, because you've got to use your own initiative at the end of the day. It's exactly what I did. I'll try and answer as many questions as I can during these Tuesday, Wednesday, midweek sessions that I'm going to be uploading. But I want to try and keep away from things that I can be held responsible for. So, yeah, I may not answer every question, but anyway, on that note, I'm going to end this video. I'm going to carry on. It's going to be a busy week up until Saturday, so I'll pop that all into the next video. Until then, enjoy yourself, stay happy, stay positive, and see you Saturday. Bye bye.